Awesome work, my dude. Oh, yeah. Say
Yeah, I got.
Go for it, my man.
He thought he was gonna be able to beat me on the ground, and I told MattieC that I was coming here to take no L's. And if you got a problem with that, 1-800, call my bluff, baby.
You heard it here.
On this team, we fight for that itch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that itch.
Coming in at 320 kilobytes per second, it's time for MattieC's Sports for you and me.
All right, everybody, MattieC Sports for you and me. Right here, I got a badass dude. This guy played for one of the best teams in college football, University of Alabama, Crimson Tide, Roll Tide. And Andy's a middleweight UFC fighter. So to put those two together, that's some badass shit. And today we got Eryk Anders, and how you doing today, man?
Good, and yourself?
Living the dream. I'm sure you're living a better dream than me right now.
I don't know. I guess that's your perspective.
So we'll just start with your football career because, man, I got so many questions. Oh, I didn't think you knew if I was an Alabama fan or not, anything like that.
I can tell by your clothes.
I got the tattoo too, but can't really show that. It's on my wrist. But what was it like playing in Alabama at Denny Stadium and like Coach Nick Saban, all that?
I think that's as close as you can get to a professional program without actually going pro. And then, he came after my first 2 years, and so it really kind of changed the culture and kind of developed that winning culture. And, now he's got more championships than any other coach in college football history. So, it was a great opportunity to play for literally the best coach ever.
So, like, with him, like, did you guys have, like, a bond, per se, like you and Coach Saban?
Me and him? Nah, not really. But he did have a really tight-knit bond with some of the players.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, I was kind of like it's not like I was like anti-authority, but, I just kind of showed up, did what I was supposed to do, and, kept it moving, sort of thing. So I really, never really developed a relationship with him.
Well, in the national championship, you showed your stuff in 2010 in the City Bowl at the Rose Bowl. What was that like? And playing in a national championship game?
For me, everything kind of fell into place. We played Texas. I'm from Texas, like 90 miles down the road from Austin. They didn't recruit me. Played in the Rose Bowl, which is, at the time, like the most prestigious bowl there was, I feel like. And, the national championship, my last game, going into the game 13-0. So, it was, all the stars are aligned for a game like that.
Well, with 3:08 in the fourth quarter, you knocked Garrett Gilbert right on his ass.
Yeah, that's another thing that made it good. I had a really big play there at the end that, kind of sealed it for us, made the guy fumble, recovered it on like the 5 or 10 yard line or whatever. And a few plays later, Mark Ingram punched it in to, put us up by 10 or so, I guess. So, it was just a great game, great feeling, probably the best performance I had all year. Just everything was great.
So like when you say like with Alabama, like when you played like LSU, was that like a whole nother like mindset, like that, or Auburn?
Yeah, definitely. Cause we played at LSU, and maybe it was 08 actually, but it was so loud in the stadium it registered on the Richter scale. So we were literally playing with during an earthquake. They were so loud in that stadium.
It's funny because they still don't know how to spell go after all these years.
They got that French Creole thing going on.
Yes, they do. And they go by, if I remember right, that stadium goes by 5 yards. So it's 45, 50, 45. Yeah. I think that's the only school that does that.
Maybe. I'm not really sure, but I know they do it for sure.
But like with you, like when you had like the Iron Bowl, was that like some like your guys' national championship in itself?
Yeah, especially in 09. In 09, they jumped out 24-0 or 21-24 or something like that, nothing in the first. And the game came down to literally the last play of the game, and we were able to pull it out. So it's it's just a lot of good moments, great moments in that season,
And with you, like, dude, you played with friggin' Julio Jones, you played with Dante Hightower, you played with Mark Ingram. Like, what was that like? That must have been like so cool to be like with those like NFL legends right now.
Yeah, those guys, you can tell when they stepped on campus, they were different. They had, you knew that they were going to make it, Now, how long they all were going to play, no one really knew, but we all knew that they would have an opportunity to play with guys. That caliber, I think, elevated everybody's game around them. Because those guys are leaders too, man. They're not just athletes. Those guys are football players. They're leaders. And so it was just great to be in that atmosphere.
So for you, do you like keep in contact with those guys, or is it just like?
Yeah, some of them, probably Dante Hightower and Mark Ingram the most, because they're the biggest MMA fans out of all those guys. And I don't know, they just really appreciate what I'm doing. They always say I could never do that, but like, referring to themselves. So yeah, I think they respect the hustle.
Well, let me just say, like, your MMA ability is unbelievable for the size you have, is like ridiculous. Like, just how you like just ground and pound, or just your force behind your punches is like absolutely incredible. Like it's crazy to watch.
And I think when you spend your whole life developing athletic ability, speed, power, quickness, all these things, they're easily transferable into MMA, or into any other sport for that matter. You just got to change how you use it, and I think because in football, like coming out of a 3-point stance, MMA, you're on your feet or on the ground, so yeah, you're using your hips and stuff to explode, but like the rotation's different and things like that. But I think if you have that snap, that pop, like you can make it work for you.
It's just like, it's like you have the force of a heavyweight, but you're a middleweight. It's like, it's crazy. I think it's like the coolest thing, man.
Yeah, I wish it were true, man. I wish, that everybody I hit would just go to sleep. But, as of late, they've all been, seeming to walk through it a little bit. So,
Like my memory of you is obviously your debut against Rafael Natal, where he was literally trying to run, but you were still going after him.
Yeah.
And like it was like he was trying to back up and like he was dazed and dazed and dazed, and you're like, all right, that's it. Time to go to sleep, and lights out. It was just like, holy
sometimes
shit.
you don't really think about like what's going on in the fight. You're just kind of reacting, and that's how I prefer, So, yeah, you just sense that the end is near and that you can put him away at any moment. So, you just press the action and make it happen.
And with like, I know it was a big, not really controversy, but last year with Darren Stewart. I mean, you beat him after the fact, but like, did you think it was like, I don't think it was intentional from my eyes. I mean, was that a tough thing to swallow when that occurred?
Yeah, because man, you're heading to to a finish, probably going to get a bonus. When I rematched him, I heard Dana White talk about that had potential to be fight of the night, and it was only one round. So, and then when you get disqualified or, have a no contest, you only get your show money. So, I missed out on quite a bit of money, a performance bonus, and a victory that, I was able to luckily, come back and get it later that year anyways, but still, I could have had all my money,
Yeah. I don't know anybody that doesn't like getting money.
Yeah.
So like with that, like, was it cool that like, you talk with Joe Rogan about what happened and stuff? Like, is he like, he seems like he's like an encyclopedia of like MMA game himself. Like, was it cool talking with him about what happened and like just talking to him in general?
Yeah, it was cool. I thought I'd be like a little nervous or, it would be difficult to like get settled in, but, just from the jump, it felt good, felt great. And, it's Joe Rogan, so that like he's unbiased and, knowledgeable about what it is. So you can like literally just, we basically just sat down and had a conversation with a microphone in our face. But, if we were at the park or, at the gym or whatever, it would have felt the same way.
That's cool, man. Like, that's the one goal. Get to go meet Joe Rogan. You already did it.
Yeah.
So with what's like Spartan gym mean to you? Like with all those guys, like, we talked before, like Siegfried Stevens, Arthur Mupofu, Anna Crutch, and I haven't met Ethan yet, but Ethan too. Like, what's
man, those guys are family, known them forever. I really cut my teeth in that gym, so, to, be able to pay it forward, if you will. Like, sometimes I go and teach and kind of share my MMA knowledge with them and see them use it in a fight or, in training or sparring or whatever, it's awesome.
It is pretty cool that Siegfried shouted my name out while he was in the octagon. So you got to keep telling him to do it again and again.
You might be his good luck charm.
I don't know. He just got engaged. He's his own good luck charm there.
Yeah, that's right.
So for you, are you looking to take anybody on right now, like yourself? Or is it just a waiting period?
Yeah, just, waiting and see what's going on and, see what happens. They know I don't say no. So, yeah, whenever the phone rings, the phone rings.
That's awesome, man. So besides like UFC, like you're already at the pinnacle of where you want to be. You want to be in the UFC and stuff. Do you have like any other like aspirations or goals besides like staying in the UFC and stuff, or is this just like your life right now?
Nah, I'm always looking to pivot. I think I'm in the twilight of my career, so I've already started the what I'm gonna do after fighting. My wife and I are in the real estate thing, so we're doing well in that. I started managing fighters as well, so you know, I love the game. Unfortunately, you can't fight forever, but I just figure, like, when I start managing fighters, I can still be involved in the game and be a part of it, you know.
And in the real estate game, is that in Alabama?
Yeah, we own a few houses here in Alabama.
You got any ones next to Bryant Dennehy Stadium?
Nah, not in Tuscaloosa.
It seems like it's severely expensive to just take a plane to or near Tuscaloosa and then go see a game and then go do things like that. Seems like an expensive
you know,
gig.
I guess depending where you're coming from, you know, and depending which game you go to. Obviously, like Auburn's going to be a much more expensive game to go to.
Oh yeah.
You know, Arkansas State or, you know,
North Texas or something.
You know, so if you're a true like college football fan, a true Alabama fan, I would spend the money to come here and go to like an LSU game or an Auburn game or, you know, a big game. They're playing Texas. I'm trying to go to that in Austin next year. So
yeah, it's a back and forth show up, right? The following year they play at Alabama.
That's right.
I was supposed to go. So when COVID happened, it was just a month away. I was supposed to go see UFC play Bama in Dallas, and then it got canceled. I was like, you just killed my Alabama dream. I was going to see them at AT&T Stadium. Like, that would just be crazy.
They played, right?
Say that again?
They did play.
No, they didn't play. They didn't play that game. It was like the first season of COVID.
I thought the Bama beat them like 56-3 or something like that.
That was that the next year? I forget. But I had tickets to it and it got canceled during that year. My heart was broken because I wanted to see the Tide roll.
Yeah, sure.
But my final question to you is, are you coming back to Massachusetts?
It's possible. It's possible. I know Arthur and it may just be Arthur actually are going to fight. Is going to fight in August. So yeah,
August 27th.
Yeah, I might make the trip. I don't really know my schedule as of yet, you know. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah, give me the updates if you fight again. Well, obviously you're going to fight again, but when you do.
Yeah, sure. We'll do.
Well, Eryk, thank you so much for joining, and I appreciate you being on the show. And if you're going to go do a takedown, just think of Garrett Gilbert every time you're trying to take somebody down. Think of the same way, just pop them. But yeah, man, this is MattieC Sports, and how can they follow you, Eryk?
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all the same, at Eryk Anders. You know, give your boy a follow, check me out, holla at me.
Well, again, thank you, Eryk, and we will see you soon.
I appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching MattieC Sports for you and me. Make sure to follow Matty Cameron on Twitter at MattCameron23 or follow him on Instagram at MattieC23 or subscribe to his YouTube channel, MattieC Sports for you and me. Once again, thanks for watching.